Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy afternoon on this Wednesday. Hope you're well. Hope you're looking after yourself and whatever it is you're doing that you're enjoying it, alright? That's all I can say. Got a really intriguing video surrounding this Giovanni Lo Celso Barcelona link. So we got kind of a potential update from the Lo Celso view of things, as well as interesting quotes from Deco, the Barcelona director, and also a potential nuking of a certain Raphinha. Hit that rumour, not him as a person. Good lord! So plenty to get into. Before I start, hit me the subscribe if you're new. You're very welcome if you are here and you are new. And we're going to jump straight in. And we're going to start with what came out around from the Celso side of things first and foremost. And came from Sport Witness, who said that Giovanni Celso, Tottenham player, is in the mood for change in January. Will jump at the transfer with his, quote, eyes closed. Growing claims in the Catalan media as Barcelona look for the signing. So, this all comes about from this international break that's, I think, just concluded with everyone's finished their games. Was that Gavi, he ruptured his ACL. So, look, he's out for the rest of the season. You know, and then it was reported that, you know, Barcelona would like to sign Lo Celso for the rest of this season on loan with no option or obligation to buy. No, thanks. Simple as that. Why would we help Barcelona to screw ourselves over? We don't have to replace Lo Celso, which wouldn't be worth it as much unless you got a sale. So Deco was talking about the whole midfielder situation as a whole. It wasn't specifically talking about Lo Celso. And he said it's impossible to replace Gavi. There's no player on the market with his skills or his mentality. It's wrong to discuss about replacing Gavi as it's not possible. We will not find a replacement in January. So by the sounds of things, as much as, you know, and I saw a quote, I saw a report saying that, you know, Gavi really wants Lo Celso. If the money's not there, then it's not there. I mean, they couldn't even put on a option to buy, I think it was of either Cancelo or Felix, because they couldn't actually get it to work through financial fair play. Now, don't get me wrong, I think FIFA are paying for Gavi whilst he's away, I think, through injury, I believe, because he did it obviously for international break. With this situation, though, yes, he may be wanted by Barcelona. Yes, you know, he might really fancy the move over being at Spurs. Fair play. But if Barcelona's deal is genuinely as bad as it could get, we're not going to help Barcelona out there. We're not going to move someone on that is going to be playing probably more football coming up now. Because, I mean, look, he's played football for Argentina. He's had a good international break as well. He's coming in with some form, which I hope Villa this coming weekend. I'm so glad club football's back. I'm so bored of Southgate. I'm so bored of England. It's a snooze fest whenever I watch them. But more importantly, you know, less irrelevant things, more relevant things. Lo Celso's coming into this weekend with form. I hope he does actually get minutes, because I can't sit there and watch Basuma, Højbjerg and Sarr. I just can't do it. I just can't. I haven't got it in me to watch that. You know, there's zero creativity there. I'm hoping that we at least get a Basuma, Sarr, keep that the same and put in Lo Celso. Then you go, right, okay, well, at least 2/3 of the midfield is the exact same. We get the creative, our only other creative midfielder in there. Lo Celso's not the best creative player in the world, but you know what? He can get an assist or two and he can actually pass the ball forward with some real intent. He's also a good dribbler with the ball as well, which I think is another thing. So yeah, it does kind of look like Barcelona kind of starting to rule themselves out of the Lo Celso market. We'll see, because I think, you know, it's November 22nd. Lo Celso's probably going to get some decent game time between now and January. You know, if it's the case that, you know, his mind is potentially on a fresh start, you know, he obviously want to play for that move. And in turn, he might actually go, I'm quite enjoying playing at Spurs again. I'll kick around to the end of the season, which I think would suit Spurs better than Lo Celso probably. So there's that on Lo Celso. Let's talk this Raphinha situation. So we got linked to Raphinha a few days ago, and it was basically, I basically think it's because they want to move on from Raphinha, get the money back off of financial fair play, because they got this, they got that Lamine guy, the 16, 17-year-old winger who's from La Masia. He's an absolute prodigy. He's very good. He's kind of taken Raphinha's role, and so is Ferran Torres. He's playing a bit more of João Felix playing on the left and all those things. So from, I believe it's Sport Witness, they said that, and this is also coming from Football Insider, and they said that Tottenham are in the market for a new attacking player ahead of January amid links with Barcelona star Raphinha. However, widespread reports of Spurs' interest in the 26-year-old are likely coming out of the Catalan Giants as they attempt to drum up interest in the ex-Leeds star. And that's why it's important. Whenever we talk about, these links, it's always, who is this coming from? Is it coming from the club that's selling? Is it coming from the club that's buying? Is it coming up from agents because they want to get their player a new contract, a pay rise, a release clause? I don't know. I think Raphinha would always have been a very expensive option. He's on €240,000 a week. He was bought for 60, 70 million euros. Barca are going to want pretty much that to sell him on again. Or if they're loaning him out, they want someone to take on pretty much all of his wages so they can afford to bring someone in to replace the loss of Gavi. Even though they have Gundogan, they have Frankie de Jong, they have Pedri, they have Oriol Romeu, the Southampton centre midfielder. They've got options in the midfield. It's not like something that they... I mean, as much as I really like Gavi, and I think he's a really, really good player, they have options in that midfield. It's not the end of the world. It's when Barca seem to pay 5 centre midfielders, and Lewandowski's looking at them like, we've got zero width here. No balls are going into the box, and I'm sitting here. But in regards to Raphinha, I never really truly believed it. And I said, because look, he's too expensive. And if Spurs aren't, flushed with cash in the January transfer window, and we're going to have to be creative. The only way it would have worked is if Spurs, loaned him for a few million, maybe paid for his wages or paid for the bulk of his wages, then they would have completed the summer for him. I like Raphinha. I think he's a baller, but I just didn't see it being actually a realistic option. I think where we're going to be is looking at the centre-half, and I will talk about this actually in another video later to give you an idea, a bit of a heads up what the video is talking about the January transfer window a little bit, talking about interest in centre-halves. There's quite a bit to talk about actually in that video, so I'm not going to spoil it. You'll have to watch it later, so I know you will enjoy it. But on this side of things, it does kind of look like centre-half will be probably where we're looking, with an attacker being another option. I don't know if they'll go midfield. When everyone's fit, tons of options, loads of great depth, blah, blah, blah. But, missing Madison, we're going to miss Bissouma and Sarr in 6 weeks' time, or whenever the African Cup of Nations starts. You're looking at quite a weak midfield. Now, actually, still on the face of things, if you look at it, if you go Højbjerg, Celso and Bentancur, it's still a decent midfield. Still, I'm not too worried about that midfield. It's when you look behind that and you go, skip. Right, who else? Youngsters. And there's the issue. You need at least one more in there that gives you that, at least a player that can play across both number 8s, or at least the number 6 and number 8, or, something, But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section below. Look, you've got this situation around Raphinha. Are you a bit upset that maybe Spurs aren't really in that market? Are you not surprised? Obviously, you've got the situation with Celso wanting Barca not being able to get him. What's your thoughts on that as well? Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.